teacher for today for JSS class. The topic for today is traditional Nigerian arts. Our learning objectives is 1. Define the term traditional culture. Define the term traditional culture. 2. Mention the 4 leading traditional Nigerian arts. And 3. State 2 characteristics each of the above. And that brings us to 4. Mention the materials, the raw materials required for the above traditional Nigerian arts. Now let's quickly run through the definition of traditional culture. Traditional culture is the totality of a way of life of a group of people living together in a community or place. People living together in a community have a particular way of doing their things. The way they sing, the way they dance, their dressing, their food, the way they greet. Now let me just give us a quick example. In the West, Yoruba land, they say Ekaaro. In the North, they say Nakwana. In the East, they say Abolachi. All these in English means good morning. We have seen I've mentioned 3 different cultures greeting 3 different ways. Now that brings us to the Nigerian traditional arts, the 4 leading traditional Nigerian arts. Number 1, Nok is one of the first leading traditional Nigerian arts, discovered by Odentiong in 1928. Discovered by Odentiong in 1928 in the northern part of Nigeria, Jos Plateau State, and somewhere in southern Zaria, Kaduna. The Nok art practices the use of clay, and they produce mostly human heads and few animals. And this brings us to Igbo art. Igbo art was discovered by Igbo Isaiah Amazie when digging a well in his compound. Now, that tells us many years people have come and gone, leaving things behind, and things are lost and also found. That was what happened to Igbo Isaiah Amazie when digging a well in his compound. But it didn't end there. It was later discovered by Tosan Shaw, a foreign archaeologist. Who is an archaeologist? Someone who goes in search of monumental objects, either under the ground or around the communities. Now that takes us to Ife art. Ife art was discovered by Leo Frepinus, and that year was 1910. Where is Ife? Ife is the central of every Yoruba. Ife is the central of all Yorubas. In the western part of Nigeria. Ife art practice the use of stone, bronze, in doing or making their art. I'll take that again. Stone, bronze, to make their art. While Benin art was discovered by the colonial masters. Who are the colonial masters? The British colonial masters, as at that time, that came and invaded with the British soldiers at the time they were having a feast. Unknown to them that the British colonial masters were around, they invaded using sophisticated weapons like AK-47, and the Benin warriors only have spears. How much can that do to defend themselves? So they were conquered. They were not only conquered, their monuments were taken from the Oba's palace to the British Museum. Till date, it is still there. Now, it doesn't end there. The Oba of Benin, Oba of Borome, was deported from Benin to Port Harcourt, where he lived and died with his 4 wives. And that takes us to the characteristics of the traditional Nigerian arts. Now we take them one after the other. So we look at the board. Now for knockout, their characteristics are elaborated hairdo and mouth shooting out like this. Funny, right? That's how they do that. Mouth shooting out like this, and their head like this. Okay? Now, for Igbo art, mostly household utensils and pendants. Mostly household utensils and pendants. Now for Ife art, mostly human heads and few animals. Human head and few animals. Now for Benin art, mostly beaded crown and large heads. Now let's take it one more time. Knockout, elaborated hairdo and mouth shooting out. Igbo art, mostly household utensils and pendants. Ife art, human heads and few animals. Benin art, bearded crown and large heads. Now let's quickly look at the materials used in producing these traditional Nigerian arts. For knockout, it's fired clay, which is also called terracotta. The fired clay is known as terracotta. Now for Igbo art, bronze. Their raw material is bronze. For Ife art, their raw material is stone and bronze. While Benin art is bronze, ivory, and wood. We'll take it one more time. Knockout, fired clay known as terracotta. Igbo art, bronze, mostly bronze. Ife art, stone and bronze. And Benin art, bronze, ivory, and wood. Now let me show you something that will interest your learning today. Here we have an album, Traditional Nigerian Arts, just a few. Pardon me. This is Ife art. This is Ife art. This is also Ife art. Now I want to show you something that will interest you. Ife art usually have lines running down their faces. I don't know if you can all see them properly. They have lines running down their faces. Same with the other one, but it's shiny because it's made out of bronze, and here it's on black and white. This is also Ife art. As you can see, it's different from the other diagram I have shown you. It's also Ife art. If you look closely, you see line running down their faces. Now this is Bini art. As said earlier, beaded crown and large head. Beaded crown and large head. I'll show you another example. This is also another Bini art. Beaded crown. This one is made in ivory, okay? From ivory raw material, beaded crown and large head. So that will take us to the end of the class today. I hope you're able to learn something. You just stay tuned for your assignments.